Emotionally intimate or emotional connection is sharing a common unspoken language with your significant other. It's staying attuned to their needs and problems and following up when you know that they have got a big interview coming up. It's an energy between the two personalities that create a balance between pushing the other toward growth and remaining a comfortable place to fall. This type of connection is the glue that holds your relationship together. It's an X factor that keeps your bond strong. It's trust, understanding, and co-component of all types of love. But not every couple have it. Do you know that how important is an emotional connection in a relationship? Relationships cannot thrive without an emotional connection between the partners. An emotional connection is of the utmost importance in a relationship. Or you can say that without an emotional connection, we cannot get close to someone. By understanding the signals that cultivate a true bond or detract from it, this will help you to invest in growth oriented relationships that will only serve our highest self. Here are some signs of emotional connection in a relationship. Number one, you are friends first. No matter how far your relationship evolves, the foundation of every relationship is a strong friendship. You respect each other in a human way, you value their thoughts, you want their input, and you enjoy their company. If all else was stripped away and the romantic relationship never existed, you would still want to know this person and call them a friend. Trust is the foundation of any successful relationship. Without it, relationship is likely to fall apart pretty soon. When you have a deep emotional connection with someone, you automatically learn to trust each other. Trust is a proof that you feel emotionally safe in the relationship. Trusting your partner also means that you have respect for them. Obstacles are common in any relationship, but with trust, you know that your partner has your best interest at heart. You will never feel unsafe or insecure when the emotional connection with your significant other is really strong because you know and trust them to always have your back. In the initial phase of your relationship, you tend to care about that how you look and are super conscious about your appearance. But with time, you ease to care about it. You stop checking yourself out in the mirror at least 10 minutes before meeting your partner. You feel confident in your pajamas and with the way you look. The relationship rises above superficial things like appearance and become mostly about understanding each other and being there for each other in every possible situation. Those with a strong emotional connection are intuitive about their partners. You don't need your significant other to say that I had a bad day. You know because you see it on their face when they come home from the office and it comes across when they text you short and clipped. You can tell when their anger is masking hurt and when their defensiveness is born of an old habit they just don't want to break yet. And you know how to talk to them and deal with them on bad days. They learn the same about you. Partners with a strong emotional connection can predict their significant other's behavior and reactions because they have a sense of their pattern, what they like to do after work, how they act when they are fudging the truth. This also helps when friends and family members try to plant seeds of doubt about the relationship, which happens to everyone. If you have an emotional connection and understanding of your partner, you likely have strong, accurate convictions about who they are. Positive and negative, good attributes and flaws because you know them to their core. Emotional connection does not always mean that you have to talk non-stop. It's amazing that how many people believe that more than anything. An emotional connection with your partner is the ability to have deep, substantial conversations about things you would struggle to talk to just anyone about. Feeling, friends, family, entanglement, politics, religion, goals, and dreams. On the flip side, those with strong emotional connections can also just enjoy each other's company and can sit in total silence. When you find out the big news like you got a promotion or your grandmother is sick, who do you tell? If you won't tell your significant other first, I would question the strength of that emotional bond. If you have a strong emotional connection to your partner, they are your automatic first call or text. You don't even think twice. You know everything, moments after it happens. In couples, all forms of touch are not created equal. Some touch is electric, some is full of chemistry and ultimately mean to lead to intimacy. But partners with an emotional connection also engage in tons of non-intimate touch, like hand holding, forehead or cheek kisses, back rubs, hugs, and other sweet gestures. This type of touch is nourishing to the relationship in a non-sexual way, helping to maintain a connection to your partner. It's a silent, significant way to say, I'm here for you. Having an emotional connection does not mean that you won't disagree or have conflict. It's important to learn that how to stay pleasant, cope with emotional flooding, and be respectful during conflict. Confrontation can be intense, but if you both want the relationship to work, you both take it as a creative challenge. You know that it doesn't have to be contentious, but instead serve as an opportunity to have a constructive interactions and Address issues that can improve the relationship. By being honest with each other, it helps you to develop deeper level of trust which improve intimacy. Relationship can only flourish if there is an equal efforts by both parties. You can tell if you are the only one putting in all the efforts, it will feel like one-way relationship because it is. With you both putting in equal time and effort, it will strengthen the bond. You feel seen and understood. They finish your sentences and you can have full conversation with one look. Communication is easy and for the most part effortless. That's because when you have an emotional connection, you actually like each other, your value align and you share a lot of similarities. And you know yourself better. Before you can develop an emotional connection with someone else, you need to have one with yourself. This means that you are able to identify and name your emotion, needs and desires. It's hard to feel an emotional connection to someone when you don't understand your own emotion and values. Sometimes arguments are healthy. Disagreements are common in every sphere of life. It's not compulsory to share the same outlook or to have the same opinion on things as your partner. In a relationship, one must have the freedom to voice their disagreements freely without the fear of being criticized. It's the effort to understand your partner that counts. When there is space for disagreement, conversation become more meaningful, and when that happens, know that you have strong emotional connection with your partner. In an emotionally strong relationship, both you and your partner usually go to the extra mile to have a deeper understanding of each other's interest. You make the effort to understand the importance of a certain interest and respect it. Neither of you will take the other for granted, or rather you would encourage each other's hobbies and interests. Even if you have different interests and hobbies, ultimately you would find ways to strike a balance. What does it mean to be emotional in a relationship? It often translates into physical intimacy, but it's not just about intimacy or sex. It's about feeling emotionally close during those moments. You care about each other's needs and desires. You know that you have an emotional connection with someone when you care about their needs and they care about yours. When there is an emotional connection with someone, you want them to be happy. The fulfillment of one's desire is a major part of being happy. Therefore, an emotional connection to someone naturally results in you wanting them to get the things they want in life. Can you tell your partner about your biggest affair? Can you tell them your biggest fear? Can you break down in front of them without judgment or let them in on the way anxiety affects your life? If you have an emotional connection with your partner, you can let your guard down without assuming they will believe you that you are too much or broken. They meet vulnerability and intimacy with more of the same. And they will let you in on their worries and baggage too because we all have it. Future planning. You discuss and plan your future together, showing a commitment to a long-lasting partnership. You need to learn the signs that you have already established a strong emotional connection in a relationship with someone you care about. If you care for someone and the two of you have an emotional connection, you care what happens to them and in a lot of ways. What happens to them happens to you. Having this perspective will squarely put you two together on the same team, adding more intensity to your shared bond. Emotional connection in relationship is all about knowing that how to step into each other's shoes, understanding and validating each other's emotion even when you don't necessarily agree. Being vulnerable with your partner and showing your true self without fear of rejection. You don't fear vulnerability because it deepens your bond. You both know that how to help the other feel seen and heard without judgment. Instead of jumping into one problem solving and fixing their emotion, you use validating statement that holds space for their emotional experience, whether it's pleasant or painful.